Let's talk about how to use this photo reference, how to analyze, and how we can put the design together for this painting. The main object obviously is right over here. That is the main shape, and add a little bit out over here. That's the main shape of the main object, like this. You need to draw it like this shape and cut a little triangle over here and cut a little triangle over here, and you can cut a little shape out over here, and then you can get the shape of the main objects. You don't want to start drawing. The details of the object. If you start drawing something like this and you forget that is how those shapes actually connect together, you better to get the big connection first before you get the smaller details, cut it in the smaller. And let's talk about that. And say if I'm going to draw it like this, it's almost look like that, right? So it's almost like an oval shape. And after you notice that is the object over here, and then you can see there is another object over here. That's another shape, right? And there's another shape and up over here. That's just the wave coming to the beach. And some reflected. Those are very soft edge. And there's another shape, and that's considered another triangle shape. Or you can say have the catch the shadow, and there's another shape over here. What you're gonna pick, what you're gonna let go, is very important, right? Let's take a look. How we're gonna pick the information. I'm gonna change the color to dark. And using an iPad for composition study, it's just very convenient. So if you have an iPad, use it. I'm going to have one new layer, and I'm going to say I'm going to have this one object over here. Let's make it a little darker and a little bit like that. And that's a dark object. So I'm going to move this line a little bit lower. I do want that shape. I may not want this shape, but I'm going to move this a little bit lower. So I'm going to move this a little bit lower like this. So because I don't want this actually connect with the camera. So I'm going to have this coming like this. And now I'm going to have this move a little bit higher. I'm going to actually have it coming this way. A few shape like that. Now I'm going to do the cropping. I'm going to have it like that. A little smaller. Let's see. Am I going to crop it in a little more? Let's take a look at the water. I'm going to have the water and not really straight. I maybe have it like this. Maybe a little bit lower. Like that. And curve a little bit. So make it go a little bit slower. When you have a straight line, the motion of your eye would go faster. It's just and going through. And maybe I'm going to break it over here too. I'm going to have this a little breaking a little bit. So maybe just going to have a little bit like this and break it, and then try to have something leading into the main objects. Okay, like that. And let's see. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this maybe a little bit higher, like that. And have to catch the shadow over here. And I have a little water. Maybe the water coming in from this side. So I can have the reflected of this main object. And try to make it look very interesting. Okay, so this is the something I might want to pick and select and let go. I'm going to make some changes. I may not really want that much of contrast over here. I'm just have a little blue color connect in here. So maybe a little bit, but not really strong. As showing the objects above and in some tree or something over there. A little blue color like this. But I don't want that to become very pronounced, very strong, and like this. So I'm going to add a little color over here, pick this color, and I'm going to I'm going to change the brush to my brush and make it right over here. Just do a little study. Maybe if one, you can have a little blending. Make it a little softer. Here you go. Like that. And I'm going to pick a little color over here. And here you go. Like that. And coming to over here, the front, maybe showing a little bit of this color coming up like this. Here you go. I want to share with you how I would, if I only have an iPad with me, and how I would continue drawing and study. I'm going to take the blue color over here. A little bit showing, a little bit blue color right there. And maybe a little white color like that, and showing a little bit. And this is definitely is, so the reason, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a little bit darker of the blue color. So I'm going to just move it down a little bit darker, showing a little bit shadow underneath. It's the water, like that. I'm going to have it coming in like this, but I'm going to make it a little broken right over here. So what I would want to do, I'm going to get the white color, get a little bit like this, like that, and also have a little bit of this color, and showing on the top, have some the movement of the water like that. This is good. Make it look interesting. Let's continue a little bit, and let's have a feel of the rock on the beach like that, and have a little bit. Now I'm gonna pick this color first for this area. Okay, a little reflected, and also showing a little bit blue color. Here you go, a little bit lighter. I'm gonna pick the blue color right over here. Okay, right there, and showing a little bit disconnected. This the reflected. And let's play a little more. And also we pick this color and put it, pick this color, showing a little bit, may not too much, about what's going on the other side. But I don't want to make it too strong like that. This is fine. And the top, we don't really need that much over there. So we probably even with cropping it down right over here, like that, a little bit lower, maybe on this side, cropping in a little bit, like that. So let's do a little cleaning. Let's do a little more over here first, and I'm gonna have that. Let's talk about this line. I wanted to have motion, and coming over here, curving, and then coming back to the main objects. I want to make sure that is the objects is gonna be coming back into here, like that. Maybe have this a little broken over here, but however, I want to keep rotating back to the main objects. I'm going to pick this color, draw a little shape, and let's see. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, make a little bit intent. Now we know the bigger composition elements. Now I'm going to bring a little color in here, like this. On the rock over here, it may not be so dark, so I'm going to have a little bit more like greenish color coming up in this color, and that probably got maybe a little bit bigger stroke, and give a little bit more suggestions. And mostly it's about your concept, your ideas. You can do that with any medium. Either you use the digital to help, or the iPad, iPhone, or you use the computer, and it's totally up to you. I'm going to add a little shape over here, connect that right over here. A little big shape over here, like that. And doesn't need to be a detailed, complete form, because you're going to do this with the traditional medium for the final painting, like that. and maybe a little bit lighter, pick a little lighter color like that, showing a little bit contrast. A little bit like that, a little bit over here. Take the light blue color, fill in a little bit. So I'm going to take this color, maybe even make it a little bit brighter, and going up over here a little bit lighter. So I'm going to have this a little puddle water, but I want this suggesting that it's curving, coming this way, coming toward the main object. And I also want to open this up a little bit, coming toward that direction. So it always curve coming through. Let's do a little bit more drawing on the main object. Finish the shape over here, coming through over here. And there's the elbow. But when you think about elbows, think about the shape and think about the color within the shape. Okay, there's another shape over here. And you can feel really relaxing and finish the drawings and really quickly. Like that. Put a little dark color here first, and a little dark color over there. Every different mediums has different special technique to make it go faster. Now that's good. And now I'm gonna pick the color for the pens, and you can change the color if you want, but go with this color. And if something doesn't work, you can make it a different color. Okay, like that. Okay, I'm gonna pick this color for the clothes, like that. This is good. Pass the space, neck the space, and a little bit darker of this blue color, and put over here like that. See the big shape, see the important shape, and this is the little darker color over here, like that. That's good. Maybe a little bit lighter color, and show a little bit lighter color, and maybe a little brighter, coming to like this. Okay, that's good. A little lighter color over here, a little lighter color, a little light color over here. Oh, that's good. Now I'm gonna have a little bit warm color, the skin color. I'm gonna come to mix color, or you pick the color from the reference, and probably like this, and make it the stroke a little bit smaller. I'm gonna come over here. Just see the shape, and the shape composed together make you feel like the objects is that you try to express, but the process of doing it is not actually writing it. This is a person. No, it just gives some enough suggestions in here. I'm gonna come into the hand, pick the color right over here, right over there, and there's another color over here, and I'm gonna pick the dark color, coming to for the shape of the camera lens, like that. And now pick the color on the head. Here you go. There's a little shape over here, and here you go, like that. I'm going to pick the dark color right over here, a little dark color over here, a little clear dark color over here, and make it a little bit bigger, like that. There you go. That's very simple, like that. And give it and pick the color of the backpack. As soon as you put the correct color in the correct place, and you can give it the proper suggestions, and the people can get it. And now for the feet, and now pick the color for the shoe, like that. Okay, that's pretty good. And I'm going to pick the white color for the top of the head. A little bit over here, a little bit lighter. So this is good enough suggestions. You can continue building it a little bit later, and if you want. And let's pick that color. They're actually the same color as see through that in the water. Okay, so that means I'm gonna pick and make that a little bit smaller, like that. And the knee, and coming through over here and coming out this way. I'm going to pick the color for the sand and deduct it right over here. So this is a simple thing for the study. I'm going to pick the color for the cast shadow. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Now here you go, like that. Catch the shadow coming up over here. Now let's talk about how this main object is going to connect with other elements. Now what I want to talk about is the motion. And if you're going to draw this object, which is look at your own artwork. It's very static. So we talk about how objects actually create the balance with other objects together. This is actually moving forward. This object is falling off this direction. It's falling off this direction. And however, with this movement and coming over here, look at that, and coming over back, and from here coming back through this suggestion of line, now moving forward again, now coming back again, now moving forward again, now coming back again. So your attention will be able to retain and keep inside of this painting. This is a very important design concept. If we are going to making this object alone create his self-balance, there's no interaction. When you're thinking about to compose the object together, taking the elements from the photo reference, and you want to thinking about how those things relate together. Relate together means interactive to each other, and to create the movement within the painting. I hope this will become your next challenge.